In today's video, I'm going to be discussing food stamps, also referred to as SNAP benefits or Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and sometimes even called EBT. I do want to talk about some major changes coming to this program later on this year in 2024 and what this means for the low-income beneficiaries who do receive benefits from this program. Now, that's the focus of the video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. Alright, so like I said, we're only focusing on SNAP benefits, food stamps, EBT, and all the benefits that do go out to about 43 million low-income beneficiaries every single month. I want to talk about some major changes likely coming a little bit later this year, and the legislation that is currently on the table right now that must be passed before the end of the fiscal year 2024, which is ending the end of September. Now, to be completely fair, yes, I do completely recognize the end of September is still quite a few months out right now from when I record this video, but it is coming quickly and inevitably it will be arriving. So as a result of that, we probably want to have an idea of what lawmakers are currently talking about and the major changes that may be applied to the SNAP benefit program, okay? Here's what it comes down to. It all comes down to, yep, you called it, the Farm Bill. Now here's the thing. This was supposed to be passed at the end of the fiscal year last year, which was September 30th, 2023. Guess what? They didn't do it. So then what they did is they kicked it out until mid-November, November 17th of 2023. Then they came forward with another piece of legislation to push out federal funding for the fiscal year 2024. And then in that, they basically extended out the Farm Bill out until the end of the 2024 fiscal year, which again is September 30th, okay? So they pushed it out a full year. So as of right now, to be 100% fair with you, they are not talking about the Farm Bill as of right now. The reason for that is, oh, they have a lot of time. That is why they're waiting, okay? We see this all the time with lawmakers. They wait until the very last minute to get any piece of legislation done. So I wouldn't anticipate they even talk about this until maybe they start kicking around the ideas, I don't know, probably in August, maybe right before they leave on vacation for 5 weeks, and then they come back in mid-ish December, or sorry, mid-September time, and then they'll probably pass it sometime around then. Hopefully they get it done before then, okay? Now here's the thing. The simple fact that they have waited another year to get this legislation done is probably a good thing, because if they would have just come forward last year really quickly at the end of the fiscal year and say, oh, let's just get this done and over with, it probably would not have been the best solution for the beneficiaries who rely on SNAP benefits. So in my honest opinion, I feel like it's probably a good thing that they kicked it out for another year. However, now they're dragging their feet on this thing, okay? But they must do it. This is the piece of legislation that gets negotiated once every 5 years. The last time was in 2018. It was supposed to be done in 2023, 5 years later, but now they pushed it out. So it's going to be a 6-year term between when it was last passed in 2018, okay? Now, here are some of the major changes coming into this legislation that may be changing this year. Again, no guarantees, no promises. Hopefully, some of these things don't happen. I'm just simply saying this is what's going on. This is what they're potentially talking about and floating as far as potential changes to SNAP benefits. Which, by the way, quick side note, if you're enjoying this video so far or any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. There's a big subscribe button down there. Make sure to hit that so you don't miss any videos going forward. It's a busy year. I've been saying that for a long time now. And make sure to share this video with your friends, family, social media, again, with the share button right down below the video. Thank you. Truly do appreciate your support. But let me talk through the details of what they are talking about here, okay? Again, we don't know for sure what they're going to do, but this is some of the talk that's out there, okay? So number one, on the good note, or on a positive note here, there are lawmakers that say they want to implement at least a $200 per month minimum into the SNAP program. Now, right now, what is the minimum for SNAP benefits? $23. Seriously, that is the minimum monthly benefit for SNAP beneficiaries. $23, okay? What can you get for $23 these days? Not much, unless you're buying a bunch of canned goods. I mean, seriously, you can buy a bunch of canned vegetables for really not that much, right? They're like $1, $1.29 or something like that. I don't know. Around there. They're relatively, inexpensive for that. But again, how many of us are buying, all that stuff? My point is, you can't really get much for $23, okay? So there's a couple different ideas here. A couple lawmakers are saying, let's raise it to $200. Some people are saying, let's implement a minimum of $100 a month. Now, here's the thing. Whether it's actually 100 or 200, it's certainly going to be better than the 23 that we're currently getting as a minimum benefit right now, okay? So that's number one on the positive note. Now next, let me point this out again. They may be talking about and negotiating increasing the age in which you must fulfill the work requirements. Now here's the thing. Back last year, 2023, they actually did this, okay? So they increased the age in which you have to fulfill the work requirements. So September 1st, they increased it by 1 year from 49 to 50, and then starting October 1st of last year, again, 2023, they increased it from 50 to 52. Now guess what? Whether we like it or not, in that legislation they passed last year, we kind of forgot about this. It increases again October 1st of this year from 52 to 54. Okay, this is a thing. It will be happening. This is not a negotiation. This has already been negotiated. It's already in the rules and it's already in the law. It's already been passed. Okay, so that's the deal that came out of the debt ceiling negotiations that were negotiated way back in, what was it, maybe like June or so, May or June of 2023, around that time. That is what came out of those negotiations, raising the work requirement ages on SNAP benefits, receiving SNAP benefits. So it will be going up to 54 on October 1st of this year. However, they're talking about possibly increasing it again. Yeah, again, even more than 54, okay? Now, this is, let me clarify really quickly, because again, I don't want to scare anybody here. And again, I'm never here to scare anybody or, instill fear in anybody, anything like that. But this is just for those people that are ABAWD, which stands for able-bodied adults without dependents. So again, basically what this means is that somebody is fully able-bodied and they do not have dependents. These are the people that would need to fulfill that work requirement under the respective ages, okay? Now, let me point out a quick thing here. Let's just say that you are, I don't know, an able-bodied adult without dependents, but you are 56, 57, something like this. Would you need to fulfill the work requirements? According to these provisions, no, you wouldn't need to because your age is above the thresholds in which they put those into play. Does that kind of make sense, right? But if you're somebody below the ages in which they have identified as somebody that must fulfill the work requirements, well then yeah, you would need to do that, right? Now again, I don't know everybody's situation. These are just general statements that I'm making here to kind of illustrate a better picture on this. So these are the topics that they're talking about. So they may be pushing out the work requirement ages on this. Again, no promises. Let's hope they don't, because it's going to be going up another 2 years on October 1st. And this is something we need to be aware of, okay? Now, these are just a couple of the provisions that are out there. There's going to be a lot more. I can tell you this much, okay? 80% of the Farm Bill is focused on SNAP benefits and food assistance for low-income people. So you think this is important? Yeah, it's very important. So this is what we know as of now. Again, I'm going to continue watching all very closely as we get closer and closer to the end of the fiscal year, not the calendar year, the fiscal year, which is September 30th, and then the new fiscal year starts October 1st. We'll continue watching all this very closely, and I'll bring you the details as we get it. But long story short here, be aware SNAP benefits will likely be changing again this year above and beyond the age of the work requirement starting October 1st that I already talked about, okay? This is what I want to bring to your attention. I've had a few people reaching out saying, what's going on with the Farm Bill? Well, this is what we know as of now. They're not talking about it because they're not down to the wire yet, but they will in a matter of just months here. So hope this one helps you. Again, as always, subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Share the video with your friends on social media, again, with the share button down below. Go back and check out any of the other thousands and thousands of videos here on the channel in the video library, or those that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or at the top of the comment section. Until next time, enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and I will catch you again later in the next